Hi, this is about self-criticism. I'm David Townsend, a therapist and hypnotist. Self-criticism is a major problem for lots of people with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and for others too. There's a reason. When we're small, we get criticised. And some of us get criticised a lot by parents and school teachers. Now, it's natural enough. We do things that are wrong, we make mistakes, and we get criticised. The problem is we want to be loved. When we're little, I suppose most times, we want to be loved. So we copy our parents. We copy their beliefs, their ideas, their feelings, and what they do. And what they do is criticise us. So we, in order to be loved, do the same thing. We criticise ourselves. Some people can even hear their parents' voices criticising them. I think it's Richard Bandler, but I may be wrong. If he hears his father's critical voice in his head, it runs all the way down his arm to the tip of his finger and turns into a parrot and squawks. To get rid of critical voices, you can change the tone or the place in your head they're coming from, whatever. You just play about with them. You also talk back to them. I don't get criticised. I don't get criticised. Other people make noises, and sometimes they give me some helpful advice I pay attention to, but the tone and what they're doing is their junk. Doesn't belong to me. I don't get criticised. It's a really important belief. You say that to yourself, you feel it. I don't get criticised. Now, there's one sort of criticism you have to take note of, and that is to a superior, whether it's a school teacher or an employer. If an employer criticises you, you need to take note of what they're saying. They may be telling you something helpful about what to do in your job and so on. And if they do, you take note of it. But if they're just raving on, it's their rave. It's nothing to do with you. I repeat this frequently. Other people's noise is their noise. You don't know why they're making noises that irritate you. Maybe they're constipated. Maybe their daughter's run away from home. Who knows? It's their stuff. Now, if it's an employer or a supervisor, you need to stroke them. After all, they're paying the bills. But mostly you can just stroke them and take note of what they say if you need to. Otherwise, disregard it. Some people find an employer so stupidly critical, there's only one alternative, and that's to get another job if you can. But it's there. School teachers, the same. If you got a child, a school teacher's critical, then the child needs to know it's the teacher's noise. You just take whatever notice you need to. Corrections, all right? We're all learning. We're in a learning process. We don't make mistakes. We just learn. And we reject all self-criticism. What about if you're criticising yourself about something you're doing? If it's just a helpful reminder, hey, you always put that over on that shelf and that's okay, good. But if you get you stupid idiot, you fool, you raving lunatic, look what you've done. No, you talk to that. Thank you for that. Shut up. Correct whatever it is if you need to. learn a new way. But those things you say to yourself, which are really not encouraging, you just get rid of. Now, Marissa Peer, who's a famous hypnotist, did a program on this, and I've taken some of the stuff and added my own. You can find this on my website, adhdsetfree.com, negatives.html. It should be below the video somewhere. See, these are some of the things you can say to people who are critical or say something to you don't like. One is, thank you for sharing that. And you always keep a slight smile. Thank you for sharing that. Gone. Or you can start upsetting things. I didn't hear that. Could you repeat it, please? Mostly they don't. Or even directly, are you trying to make me feel bad? Little grin? Hello? That stuff doesn't work on me. I don't let it in. Or, since we're sharing, did you know that critical people almost always have the most criticism reserved for themselves? Or, and this is a good anti-bullying one, you don't like yourself, do you? You must be having a really bad day. Good fun. For abusive texts, thanks, great, thanks, busy, sorry, busy tomorrow, or with client. Or, if you want some fun, totally misspell something like great riding hard, which is very confusing, only you spell it G-R-A-T-E and then R-I-D-D-I-N-G-H-A-R-D. Or just for fun, on a text to you, type back, he's busy. That really annoys them. So the contrary bit is always praise yourself, affirm and congratulate yourself. You do a really good job. Tell yourself you are not dependent on the praise of others. You may have their own agenda. They have their own agenda for what they say. And if any little internal voices from the past get in the way, you have some interesting things to say to them. Back to this, I don't get criticised. Don't let it happen. A fun thing to do is to feel this really good. I don't get criticised, I'm good. And then you take this feeling and picture right back through your past, all the way, back to your first memory. I don't get criticised. I'm good. And so are you.